The cock had not even finished crowing when Thessaly's eyes opened. She was already awake before the neighbor's generator came on, shaking the thin zinc roof above her head. She slept in the boys' quarters behind the main house, a small room with one window, no fan, and mosquitoes that sang war songs every night. Through the louver blades, she could see the main house where Madame Octavia lived with her 2 daughters, Cambria and Sloane. The house had 3 floors, a satellite dish on top, and 2 cars parked in the compound. Thessaly's room had only a mat, a small kerosene stove, and her school books piled in one corner like treasure. "Thessaly! Thessaly, are you still sleeping there? Come and open this gate!" Madame Octavia's voice could wake the dead. Thessaly quickly tied her wrapper around her waist and rushed to unlock the black gate. The woman stood there in her silk nightgown and headscarf, tapping her foot on the concrete like she was counting Thessaly's sins. "Good morning, ma," Thessaly greeted, bowing slightly as respect demanded. "Morning, ko. Afternoon, ni. Is this the time you should be waking up? Abi, you want me to do everything by myself in this house? Go and start sweeping the compound before the sun catches you there." "Yes, ma." Thessaly had not always lived like this. Before, her life had been sweet like groundnut cake. Her father, Mr. Thornton, had been a lecturer at the University of Lagos. Her mother, Mama Tess, everybody called her that, had been a fashion designer with a small shop in Yaba Market. They lived in a 2-bedroom flat in Surulere. Nothing fancy, but it was home. Her father used to help her with mathematics homework. Her mother used to braid her hair on Saturday evenings while they watched Nollywood films together. Then, one Lagos Saturday afternoon, as her parents were coming back from a wedding in Ikorodu, their downfall bus had an accident at Ojota. The conductor had been rushing to beat the go-slow. The driver was tired, the trailer had been speeding. Her parents did not come back home. Thessaly was 14 years old. No brothers, no sisters, no uncles, no aunties, nobody except Madame Octavia, her father's distant cousin who lived in Lekki Phase 1. Madame Octavia had come to the burial dressed in lace and gold jewelry. "Don't worry," she told the few relatives who attended. "I will take care of the girl. She is family." But from the first day Thessaly entered that Lekki house, she learned that family could mean different things. Cambria and Sloane, Madame Octavia's twin daughters, were the same age as Thessaly, 17 years old, but they treated her like she was a house help from the village. "Thessaly, come and press my school uniform." "Thessaly, my phone is not charging. Come and fix it." "Thessaly, this rice is too hard. Are you trying to poison us?" Every morning, Thessaly woke up at 5 a.m. to sweep the compound, fetch water to fill the overhead tank, even though they had a water pump, wash plates from the previous night, prepare breakfast, iron school uniforms, and then rush to prepare herself for school. She attended Community Senior Secondary School in Aja, a public school where the paint was peeling off the walls and students sat 3 to a desk. Cambria and Sloane attended Green Springs International School in Lekki, where one-term school fees could buy a motorcycle. "Why are you even wasting your time studying?" Sloane asked her one evening, laughing at the jam textbook in her hand. "You think everybody should enter university? Better face reality. You can be a house help." Thessaly had said nothing. She had learned that in Madame Octavia's house, speaking back was asking for trouble. But in her heart, she was determined. She studied by candlelight when NEPA took the light. She studied on the downfall bus going to school. She studied in the school library during break time when other students were buying buns and akara. Her teachers noticed. "This girl has a brain," Mr. Adeyemi always said. "Thessaly, you must sit for the scholarship exam. You must not waste your talent here." And Thessaly never gave up. Despite everything, her WAEC results came out. 9 A1s. Her JAM score was 347. She was one of the best students in the entire local government. The news came on a hot Wednesday afternoon during assembly. The principal, Mrs. Okonkwo, stood under the mango tree in the school compound with a big envelope in her hand. Students were fanning themselves with notebooks, waiting for the assembly to finish so they could go home and escape the heat. "Students, I have a special announcement," the principal said, her voice loud and clear. "As you all know, Sterling Innovation Hub, the big technology company in Victoria Island, is organizing their annual Young Innovators Summit. This is a big opportunity. They will select 5 students from each school in Lagos to attend their networking event this Saturday. They are looking for students with excellent academic records and those who have shown leadership in their community. The whole school began to murmur. Sterling Innovation Hub was not just any company, it was the company that everybody was talking about. They built apps, created tech solutions for Nigerian problems, and their founder and CEO, Mr. Calloway Winters, was a young Nigerian man who had returned from abroad to invest in Nigerian youth. Every year, students who attended their summit received scholarships, mentorship, and some even got job offers after graduation. The 5 students selected from our school are... Mrs. Okonkwo put on her reading glasses and opened the envelope. Thessaly Thornton, Mohammed Bello, Chidi Mao Kafo, Adewale Johnson, and Blessing Etim. Congratulations! You will receive your invitation letters tomorrow. Thessaly's heart nearly jumped out of her chest. She couldn't believe it. Her? Selected for such a big opportunity? The next day, she received the cream-colored envelope with her name written in gold letters. You are cordially invited to the Sterling Innovation Hub Young Innovators Summit. The event was this Saturday at Echo Hotels and Suites, Victoria Island. Dress code, smart casual or corporate wear. Transportation and refreshments would be provided. Thessaly held the letter like it was made of glass. This was her chance, her one chance to meet people who could help her open doors that had been locked her entire life. That evening, when she reached home, Madam Octavia was in the living room with Cambria and Sloane. They too were holding similar cream-colored envelopes. Ah, can you imagine? Madam Octavia was saying proudly. Both of my daughters invited to Sterling Innovation Hub. I knew that expensive school was worth it. This is how we will meet the big people in Lagos and secure their future. Cambria was taking selfies with her invitation letter, already planning her outfit. I'm going to wear my new Zara dress, the one we bought in Dubai. Sloane was on her phone, texting her friends. I heard the CEO is fine, oh, very handsome. Maybe he'll notice me. They didn't even see Thessaly standing in the doorway. Thessaly cleared her throat softly. Good evening, ma. Madam Octavia looked up, her eyes narrowing. Ah, Thessaly, you're back. Go to the kitchen and prepare dinner. We're expecting visitors tonight. Make jollof rice, fried chicken, and coleslaw. And make sure the rice doesn't burn this time. Yes, ma. Thessaly hesitated, clutching her own invitation letter. Ma, I also received an invitation to the summit. The room went silent. Cambria and Sloane looked up from their phones, their faces twisted in shock. Madam Octavia's eyes moved from Thessaly's face to the envelope in her hand, then back to her face. You, Madam Octavia said, slowly, as if the word tasted bitter in her mouth. They invited you? Yes, ma. 5 students from my school were selected based on our WAEC and JAM results and... That's impossible, Sloane cut in, standing up. How can they invite someone from a local government school? It must be a mistake. Cambria laughed, a sharp sound like breaking bottles. Ha 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 ha. Maybe they need someone to serve drinks at the event. That's why they invited you. No, ma, Thessaly said quietly, her voice steady, even as her hands trembled. I was selected because of my academic performance. I scored 9 A1s in WAEC and 347 in JAM. Madam Octavia stood up, her face dark. She walked toward Thessaly slowly, each step heavy with authority. When she reached her, she snatched the invitation from her hand and read it. Her lips pressed into a thin line. So, you think you say you don't reach our level now, Abi? Madam Octavia said, her voice low and dangerous. Because they give you one invitation letter, you think you can stand here and compare yourself with my daughters? No, ma, I didn't mean... Shut up. Madam Octavia threw the letter on the floor. Do you know how much I have spent on these girls' education? Do you know how many connections I have built? And now you, nobody, a girl I picked from the gutter out of pity, you want to go and disgrace me at a public event? Thessaly's tears pricked her eyes, but she refused to let them fall. Ma, I just want to attend. It's an opportunity for my future.
Your future? Madam Octavia laughed bitterly. What future? Look at yourself. You don't even have proper clothes to wear. You think you can go to the Echo Hotel looking like a village girl? You will embarrass yourself and embarrass this family. Sloan picked up the invitation letter from the floor and waved it mockingly. Besides, who will stay home to watch the house? You know we don't like leaving the compound empty. Armed robbers are everywhere these days. Exactly, Cambria added with a smirk. You need to stay home and take care of things while we're gone. That's your job, Abby. Or have you forgotten your place in this house? Thessaly's throat tightened. She wanted to scream, to fight, to tell them that she deserved this chance as much as they did. But she knew better. In this house, she had no voice, no power, no rights. Go to the kitchen, Madam Octavia commanded, dismissing her with a wave. And don't let me hear this nonsense again. You are not going anywhere on Saturday. Thessaly bent down, picked up her crumpled invitation letter and walked to the kitchen. Her vision was blurred with tears she refused to shed in front of them. As she began cutting onions for the jollof rice, she let the tears flow freely. They could blame it on the onions if they saw. That night, after cooking and serving dinner, after making sure the house was locked and the generator was off, Thessaly lay on her mat in the boys' quarters. The invitation letter was tucked under her thin pillow. She pulled it out and read it again by the light of her phone. Saturday, 2 p.m., Echo Hotel and Suites, Victoria Island. She thought about her parents. Her father would have been so proud of her. Her mother would have sewn her a special dress for the occasion. They would have celebrated together, taken pictures, shared the joy. Mama, Papa, I miss you so much. If you were here, things would be different. The mosquitoes buzzed around her ear. In the distance, she could hear the night market traders shouting their last prices. The neighbor's generator hummed like a tired giant, and Thessaly made a decision. She would find a way to attend that summit, somehow, even if it meant disobeying Madam Octavia for the first time in 3 years. This was her future, her chance, and she would not let anyone take it from her.
Saturday morning arrived like a blessing and a curse. The house was in chaos. Madam Octavia had hired a hairstylist to come and braid Cambria's and Sloane's hair. The girls were trying on different outfits, asking their mother's opinion, taking endless selfies for Instagram. The makeup artist was scheduled to arrive at noon. Thessaly, Madam Octavia called from upstairs. Come on, iron my daughter's dresses and make sure there are no wrinkles, oh. These dresses cost money. Thessaly climbed the stairs to Cambria's room, where the girls had thrown clothes everywhere, like a hurricane had passed through. She picked up the first dress, a fitted navy blue Ankara dress with gold accessories. As she ironed it carefully, Sloane was on the phone with her friend, her voice loud and boastful. Yes, now, Sterling Innovation Hub invited us personally. You know how these things work. Only the elite students get access. I heard they are going to give scholarships and internship opportunities. Me, I'm ready to collect everything they are offering. Cambria was applying a face mask, her voice muffled. I just hope the CEO notices me. My friend said he's single. Imagine becoming a tech billionaire's wife at 18. That's called securing the bag. They giggled together while Thessaly ironed in silence. By 1 p.m., the girls were ready. Cambria wore the navy Ankara dress Thessaly had ironed, paired with expensive silver heels and a designer handbag. Sloane wore a wine-colored jumpsuit with gold jewelry that sparkled in the afternoon sun. Their hair was laid perfectly, their makeup flawless, their confidence radiating like they owned the world. Madam Octavia inspected them like a military general before battle. Perfect! Both of you look like the queens you are. Remember, network well, collect business cards, talk to the CEO if you get the chance. This is how connections are made. The driver, Uncle Emeka, was waiting in the car outside. As the girls headed to the door, Madam Octavia turned to Thessaly. We'll be back by evening. Make sure you sweep the compound, wash those clothes in the bathroom, and prepare dinner before 7 p.m. I want pounded yam and a goosey soup. Yes, ma, Thessaly said, her eyes on the floor. And don't let me come back and hear that you left this compound, oh. I'm warning you. Yes, ma. The gate closed, the car engine roared to life, and they were gone. Thessaly stood in the empty compound, her heart pounding like talking drums. She had exactly 3 hours. 3 hours to get ready and make it to Victoria Island. She rushed to her room and pulled out the one decent outfit she owned, a simple yellow dress her mother had sewn for her 14th birthday. It was old, the color slightly faded, but it was clean and modest. She had no heels, only her worn-out black canvas shoes. No jewelry except the small silver necklace her father had given her with a T pendant. But she had her brain, she had her invitation letter, and she had determination stronger than any designer outfit. Thessaly bathed quickly, using the bucket of water she had fetched that morning. She oiled her skin, wore her yellow dress, packed her small bag with her invitation, her phone, a pen, and a notebook. She looked at herself in the small broken mirror on her wall. "You can do this," she whispered to her reflection. "This is your chance." She locked her room, climbed over the back fence of the compound, something she had never done before, and walked quickly toward the main road to catch a bus to Victoria Island. Echo Hotel and Suites stood like a glass castle on Victoria Island. Thessaly had seen it in movies and on TV, but standing in front of it in person took her breath away. The building gleamed in the afternoon sun. Luxury cars were parked everywhere: Range Rovers, Mercedes, Benzes, Lexus Jeeps. Young people in expensive clothes were walking in through the grand entrance, laughing and chatting confidently. Thessaly suddenly felt small. Her yellow dress seemed even more faded under the bright sun. Her canvas shoes looked ancient compared to the designer heels clicking on the marble floors. But she straightened her shoulders, clutched her invitation letter, and walked toward the entrance. The security guard at the door, a tall man in a black suit, stopped her. "Yes, how can I help you?" "Good afternoon, sir. I'm here for the Sterling Innovation Hub Summit." She showed him her invitation letter. He looked at it, then at her, then back at the letter. For a moment, Thessaly feared he would turn her away, but he nodded and stepped aside. "Welcome. The event is in the grand ballroom, 3rd floor." "Thank you, sir." Inside, the hotel was even more magnificent. The air conditioning was so cold she could feel goosebumps on her arms. Chandeliers hung from the ceiling like frozen waterfalls. The marble floor was so shiny she could see her reflection. She followed the signs to the grand ballroom. Young people were everywhere. Students from all the big schools in Lagos: Corona, Green Springs, British International School, Grange, and many others. They were networking, taking pictures, laughing loudly, showing off their clothes and confidence. Thessaly found a quiet corner and looked around. The ballroom was huge, decorated with blue and gold colors. There was a stage at the front with the Sterling Innovation Hub logo projected on a big screen. Tables were arranged in the hall with nameplates for different schools. Waiters walked around offering small chops, spring rolls, samosas, puff-puff, chicken wings. She spotted Cambria and Sloan across the room. They were with their Green Springs friends, taking selfies and laughing. They hadn't seen her yet. "First time at an event like this?" Thessaly turned. A young man stood beside her, maybe mid-20s, wearing simple jeans and a white shirt. He had kind eyes and an easy smile. "Yes," Thessaly admitted. "It's overwhelming." "I understand. These things can be intimidating, but don't let the fancy clothes fool you. What matters here is your mind and what you can contribute." He extended his hand. "I'm Callaway Winters." Thessaly's eyes widened. The CEO! She was talking to the CEO of Sterling Innovation Hub. I'm Thessaly Thornton." "Nice to meet you, Thessaly. Which school do you attend?" "Community Senior Secondary School, Aja, sir." His smile widened. "One of my favorite schools in Lagos. Your principal, Mrs. Okonkwa, is doing amazing work. So tell me, Thessaly, what brings you to this summit? What are you passionate about?" And just like that, standing in that corner with Callaway Winters, Thessaly forgot about her faded yellow dress. She forgot about Madam Octavia's warnings. She forgot about being a nobody. She talked about her dreams of studying computer science. She talked about the educational app she wanted to build for students in public schools who couldn't afford expensive textbooks. She talked about using technology to solve real Nigerian problems: electricity, education, transportation. Callaway listened, really listened, asking questions, nodding, making notes on his phone. "Thessaly, you have something many people at this summit don't have: genuine passion rooted in real experience.
I want you to join our Young Innovators program. We'll mentor you, connect you with resources, and help you build that app. Thessaly couldn't believe what she was hearing. Sir, I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you so much. Don't thank me. You earned this. Just promise me you will work hard and never let anyone make you feel less than you are. Before Thessaly could respond, she heard a sharp voice behind her. Thessaly! Thessaly turned. Cambria and Sloane stood there, their faces twisted in shock and anger. Behind them, Madame Octavia had appeared. Apparently, she had decided to come to the event after all. What are you doing here? Madame Octavia hissed, grabbing Thessaly's arm. Didn't I tell you to stay at home? Do you want to disgrace me in public? Excuse me, ma'am. Is there a problem? Calloway's voice was calm. No problem, sir, Madame Octavia said quickly, her voice suddenly sweet and polite. This is just my house girl. She must have followed us here. I'm so sorry for any disturbance. House girl? Calloway's voice was cold now. This young woman just told me she's a top student from community secondary school. Are you saying she's your house girl? The entire ballroom had gone quiet. People were watching now. Cambria's face got red. Sir, there must be a mistake. Thessaly is not a student. She just lives with us and helps with chores. I have my invitation, Thessaly said quietly, pulling out her letter. I was selected because of my WAEC and JAMB results. 9 A1s and 347 in JAMB. Calloway took the letter, looked at it, then looked at Madame Octavia with disgust. So you call a brilliant student a house girl? You tried to stop her from attending an event she earned the right to attend? Madame Octavia opened her mouth, but no words came out. Security, Calloway called. 2 security men appeared immediately. Please escort these 3 women out of my event. They are no longer welcome. What? Sloane shrieked. You can't throw us out. Do you know who we are? I know exactly who you are. Bullies who are threatened by real excellence. Leave, now. The security men escorted Madame Octavia, Cambria, and Sloane out of the ballroom. People were whispering, recording on their phones. The girls' faces were burned with shame as they were walked out like criminals. Thessaly stood frozen, her heart racing. She couldn't believe what just happened. Calloway turned to her with a gentle smile. Now, where were we? Ah yes, you were telling me about your educational app. The rest of the summit passed like a dream. Thessaly networked with other students, exchanged contacts with mentors from the tech industry, and even gave a 5-minute presentation on her app idea. By the end of the event, she had been offered a full scholarship to study computer science at the University of Lagos, a laptop from Sterling Innovation Hub, and a spot in their year-long mentorship program. When she finally left Echo Hotel that evening, the sun was setting over Victoria Island. The sky was orange and pink, just like the sunrise over her childhood home in Surulere.
But Thessaly knew she couldn't go back to Madame Octavia's house. That chapter of her life was over. Calloway had connected her with Mrs. Okonkwo, her principal, who agreed to let Thessaly stay with her family until she started university. 3 months later, Thessaly moved into her university hostel. She began her computer science program, worked part-time at Sterling Innovation Hub, and, slowly but surely, built the educational app she had dreamed about. Within a year, her app had been downloaded by over 50,000 students across Nigeria. She never saw Madame Octavia, Cambria, or Sloane again. She heard through the grapevine that their social media posts from that day had gone viral. Wicked stepmother exposed at Tech Summit, and they had become infamous in Lagos. Karma, as they say, is a patient woman. But Thessaly didn't celebrate their downfall. She was too busy building her future, helping other students like her, and honoring her parents' memory by becoming the woman they always knew she could be. 5 years later, at another Sterling Innovation Hub event, Thessaly stood on stage as the keynote speaker. She was now a successful tech entrepreneur. Her educational app had expanded across West Africa. She had been featured in Forbes Africa's 30 Under 30 list. She wore a beautiful dress, not because she needed to prove anything to anyone, but because she finally could. As she looked out at the audience of young, hopeful faces, she thought about that scared 17-year-old girl in a faded yellow dress who had climbed over a fence to chase her dreams. Life will try to tell you that you are not enough. People will try to keep you small, to make you believe you don't deserve a seat at the table. But I'm here to tell you that you are enough. Your background doesn't determine your future. Your circumstances don't define your worth. She paused, her voice strong and clear. Work hard, be kind, and never, ever let anyone dim your light. The auditorium erupted in applause, and in that moment, Thessaly knew that her mother and father, wherever they were proud of the woman she had become.